So recently, Toyota flew me out to Sonoma Raceway to drive 3 different Toyotas. And all Toyotas in the enthusiast world we're already familiar with: the updated GR Corolla, the updated Yuzu GR86, and last but not least, the Supra Final Edition. Look, we've come a very long way since the 2019 Toyota Supra. From way too many Z4 jokes, questioning if it could even be called the Supra, and then to the manual transmission, which was a much needed addition to the car in my opinion, where the gearing and everything felt really fantastic. But then they announced the Final Edition, which Toyota invited me out to see a sneak peek of, but not drive. But this time around, I flew all the way out to Sonoma, drove it on track, and I have some things to say. Today's video is sponsored by Jaeger Mount. This is not your average pegboard. Jaeger Mount is a modular, patent-pending mounting system for tools and gear. The boards and attachments are made from high-strength plastic and are actually engineered to be rugged and not just look good. And you can connect multiple boards and customize the layout however you want: horizontal, vertical, or both. And all the attachments slide and lock in securely, so no more tools falling off when you bump into the wall. And Jaeger Mount is a made in USA company. Every part is manufactured and designed right here. Also, the install is incredibly simple. You just mount it to the wall with screws and you're done. Drywall or stud, you're covered. And if you don't really know where to start, you can start with their pre-configured kits. It just takes all the guesswork out of it. As you add tools and setups, Jaeger Mount has you covered. So pick up your limited edition launch kit while supplies last at triblink.co/JaegerMount. Thank you guys so much for watching, and on to the video. Also, make sure to hit that like button today, or every time you go to a racetrack, you are forced to only drive in reverse. Have fun. I mean, honestly, right now, Toyota is absolutely dominating the JDM side of the market when it comes to sports cars, and their only nearest rival to me in this sort of segment is the Nissan Z. And I guess you could say from the Supra to the Z, I do find the Supra to be superior, even the normal one, especially the manual transmission ones. Now the Nissan Z Nismo is getting a manual, which hopefully in the future I'll get to drive. But for now, in my opinion, the fastest, the baddest JDM car you can get on the market right now, or the one that comes out of Japan, it's the Manual Supra. The Toyota Supra Final Edition, in my opinion, is basically Toyota's victory lap of this car. It was coming down to the point where they fixed the wind buffeting with the mirrors and the windows, which for a lot of people was a deal breaker with this car. I mean, you gotta be able to drive your sports cars with the windows down. They're like, David, that's enough of that. You don't gotta say this anymore. And also, to be clear, the American version got kind of gypped out compared to the Euro and the Japanese version. The Japanese and Euro version has 429 horsepower and like 420 foot-pounds of torque. That's a pretty big jump from before. Now, in comparison, the American version makes 382 horsepower and 368 foot-pounds of torque. The only main problem with the Final Edition and how it is perceived, say, online, that pretty much all the improvements are underneath. They're not like a tangible thing like a spec sheet says. Sure, it says it, but you can't really feel it. Like, you're not getting more horsepower stuff here in America. But to kind of get you up to speed on the Final Edition and its improvements, it's got improved braking, chassis rigidity, suspension upgrades. It's got a revised camber angle on the front and rear wheels, which gives the drivers more improved cornering stability, and the shock absorbers have also been revised. This is what combines with a stronger front stabilizer to help improve the driving performance. And to me, as somebody who drives a lot of cars, a lot of the times you kind of have to take a step back and say, okay, I'm being told these things. Will I actually feel a difference when I drive compared to the old one? Driving the Final Edition was actually really great because driving it on track, I was really able to push the car really hard and see what these differences were compared to the old car. I did many laps in the car to make sure that it wasn't just placebo effect. And I'm happy to report it wasn't. I don't think enough people realize just how different the manual Supra feels to the automatic Supra. It is night and day. Gearing is so well done because Toyota did the gearing themselves and the rear end. Now combine all these things where they learned from the A90 to the 45th anniversary edition to this. This is I think, the best Supra I've driven. It's not just a sticker package. It's not just to say it's a final edition, right? And that makes me really happy to say, because I'm not someone who falls for that kind of stuff. Front-end bite is so insane. Woo! I can't express how happy I am that it's not just some stupid sticker package, right? The front end bite of this edition compared to every other Supra, it feels like a different car to me. Especially here at Sonoma, which historically is a track that makes me, well, nervous isn't the right word. It's more so I just felt like I never quite got it. I feel like I'm starting to get it a lot more in the Final Edition. The Final Edition has so much more rigidity in the front that it's hard to argue with. I get in this car really excited to drive it. The Supra is a fast car. Like, people really undermine horsepower nowadays. The Supra is a fast car. So you do have to be careful in the Supra. That the Final Edition definitely makes me feel more confident in every single way. Oh yeah, this car's good. Different car. This car is not even just confidence inspiring, it's fun. Like, there's a difference, I think, between a fast car on track that's kind of scary and you're managing it, but not in a fun way. Whenever I would drive like GRD6 versus Supra on track, the Supra always had to be a lot more serious. I felt like I had to be more on top of my game. This you do, but the grit that this thing is, it's so good. Yep, favorite Supra.
Is it?
Yep.
That's it? That's the one?
That's the one. The front end is crazy.
You gotta have a strong finish, right?
Also, the Cup 2s on the Supra is phenomenal. It's like a completely different car as well compared to other tires I have driven on the Supra. I felt more confident in this Supra than any other Supra they ever built. And at the same time, on turn 6, which is Sonoma's very gnarly corner, this downhill sweeper where you have to apex kind of late, very scary if you've never done it. And the ABS is really great for the hard braking. So yeah, Supra Final Edition. I'm very glad that it didn't come across as just a sticker, an aero package, or like a body kit. Very thankful for that. In previous years, when there's like special editions and stuff like that, it's usually aesthetic. The Supra did feel pretty different to me, at least. And it actually made me like the Supra a lot more. I mean, I liked the Supra in the beginning. I quite didn't know what to think of it when it came to branding when I first drove it. I was like, okay, maybe it should have been called the Celica at the time or something different. But now, with the manual, the gear ratios that Toyota chose, the B58 has proven its worth, and it just feels very rigid, very confidence inspiring. And at somewhere like Sonoma, where you're going up and down and side to side, it pushed the cars to their limit for sure. So, Supra Final Edition, what do you guys think of it? And also, what did you think about the Supra from 2019 to now? Did you ever warm up to it? Did you ever kind of like the looks, not like the looks? Put it down in the comment section below.